If you look at it, organic food is not out of reach. It's only what your priorities are. I've met people who got diagnosed with lifestyle illnesses, but through taking care of what they eat, they've been able to reverse those. Started with the home delivery piece. We've touched around 10,000 houses, serving over 100 orders a day.
Hi, I'm Sohaib Garewal, and today I'll be speaking with Ashmeet Kapoor, founder and CEO of IC Organic, a company bringing organic food into Indian homes. So to start off with, what is IC Organic?
IC Organic started with a very simple proposition that we envision or we hope to have a world soon which is void of chemical or chemically grown foods and everything is default by organic. What role I intend to play in that was to create a service which makes it really convenient for people looking for organic food in India to access it. Fruit and vegetable was a category which there wasn't any proper player in, and the other problem was convenience. Came from seeing that myself as a consumer that was looking for organic options, but the services available were making it really hard to access, or the behavior change required expected too much out of me or any customer. And lastly was trust, that yes, I'm buying organic, but I don't trust it, or I would love to buy organic, but I don't trust anything. I can say largely those are the four things that IC Organic was sort of born to sort of take care of.
So what all products are you selling right now?
So we have fruit and vegetable, we have your daily grocery needs like dal, chawal, spices, cooking oils. 2 years back, we also started adding, because now we've developed such an extensive range of products that we do have an advantage that we can make whatever we want, even in terms of value-added products.
So you create your own packaged products now?
It actually started with the first store we opened where we had the cafe. So we said that, why not do breads, and we'll do sandwiches and we'll do salads and things like that. Besan laddu is something we started doing last Diwali. In none of our products will you find even one drop of maida or any refined product for that matter. It was Independence Day, we did like a tri-colored matri. So using beetroot or some green to add the colors, again baked. On Holi we did gujia.
These are all made in-house?
These are all made in-house, largely my mom's recipes. And currently we have a lot of products, so we've trained some staff in the kitchen that produce this on a day-to-day basis.
How big is your team?
Total team size around 50 people. Around 30 would be our core operational team, which is like quality assurance, packaging, deliveries, drivers.
So what are the different parts of the business now?
Right. So the convenience piece we looked at, we started with the home delivery piece because we identified that the demographic that's looking to buy organic largely is comfortable with that. It suits their lifestyle. But then a few years down the line, we realized that when it comes to your food, a lot of people, they might be very savvy buying online. They might be buying everything online, but they do want that intimate experience buying their own food. So then we experimented with physical retail, and we currently have one store operating in Gurgaon in South Point Mall. Pretty much the first year we started, our regular customers started saying that now we want to be able to buy everything that we need from you. So we added your regular lentil, spice, rice, cooking oil, all of that to the product portfolio, keeping the direct to farm USP.
I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. If you could share about your supply chain and how you source and those relationships.
We felt the best way to establish trust is that we need to go to the source. We'd visit a group of say 100 farmers, and within them we'd find like 5 to 10 really genuine farmers, and they have seen the health of their own farms deteriorate and they've made that conscious shift to organic. We have clusters of farmers we work in approximately, I think, in 10 to 12 states now.
Okay, how many farmers would that cover?
Actively, we source from around 100 farmers throughout the year, but our reach through all these networks is close to 1,000.
Oh, wow.
Customer these days wants certain products have to be available throughout the year. Organic doesn't mean that the product necessarily will be high quality, because that's where the region comes in. Now, if Maharashtra grows naturally better quality pomegranates, you will get better quality there. Even if you try growing an organic pomegranate in Haryana, it will never match up. Identifying the regions, then identifying farmers in those regions, and clubbing that with the focal points over there, who will help organize it all for us.
So how do you guys go about actually assuring quality on one side and then also assuring that something is indeed organic?
When it comes to organic, anywhere in the world, there'll always be a trust element. It starts with certification. In the end, if someone is paying a premium for a product, they need certification. going to the exact source and knowing what that farmer's practices are, auditing it ourselves.
Traceability.
But we actually visit those farmers before we start sourcing from them. And then we are convinced that what we're going to get is genuine. Now we have this sort of local entrepreneur, I'll say, who is managing that operation for us. This person has to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing, and if there's a bad element that needs to be plugged out. To check for that, what we do is every quarter we randomly select a sample of products and send it to the lab for residue testing. And so far there's nothing that's been ever detected in a lab test, so I guess the system, at least at this scale, is working for us.
How big is the organic market in India?
Honestly, when I look at reports which put figures to it, I don't know how they come up with these numbers. Delhi is probably a few 100 crore market already, maybe 100.
As a consumer, why should I even be interested in consuming organic products?
Unfortunately, a lot of times the trigger point which gets people converted is a disease, which comes completely unforeseen. They're like, because you've really fit people who on one level have really taken care of what they've been eating, they've been exercising, and suddenly they're diagnosed with something. And also really taking care of what they eat, they've been able to reverse those illnesses. And a big component of that journey has been switching over to organic food and a more natural lifestyle. Of course, cutting out all sorts of processed food out of your diet to eating more plant-based diets. All of that encouraged me enough that I think 6 months into starting IC Organic, I turned vegan myself.
Oh wow.
The first time often that people start thinking about what they're consuming is when they have kids. Because once you have a kid, you want to give the best for them.
Who is a typical IC Organic customer?
We serve all sorts of people, all sorts of income brackets, but if I pick a majority, it's going to be younger households, a working couple, 40 to 45 years old or under, and children.
Has that changed over time, or has it sort of been the same sort of?
No, that continues to be our primary customer. Other than that, we also serve, it's not that older people don't buy, of course. There's a lot of older people who also buy from us. Actually, if you look at it, organic food is not out of reach. It's only what your priorities are. In the end, food is not expensive in India if you compare it to other countries. So we do have middle income households also. Of course, not the majority, but say a single-digit percentage.
So what sort of scale are you guys at right now?
We've touched around 10,000 houses, serving over 100 orders a day on average. Revenue-wise, it translates to around, in a good month, doing around 40 lakh in revenue.
How do you see the overall market growing?
Industry reports and the consulting firms which put out reports paint a very rosy picture. Now, maybe my expectations are too high, but the rate at which I would want or I would have foreseen the organic industry to go, I don't see that. I don't see a 50% or a 40% annual growth, and that's the kind of thing that is projected. I recently traveled to the UK, and of course it's so prevalent there. The UK also wasn't like this, even until 5-6 years ago. 7 years ago, conversations used to be, why should I eat organic? Today, conversation is, why should I buy from you? How can I trust you?
So you've gotten over that one sort of barrier.
At least people aren't saying, why is organic good for me? That's lesser. The intent is higher. Now it's more like, yes, I really want to buy, but I'm just a slave of my own habits. My sabji wala comes downstairs every morning and I just okay, tomorrow I'll buy organic. And maybe we're at that point where things will just start changing.
What's the plan for the next few years?
Earlier, when I started the company, I used to think that the shift is going to be that the fruit and vegetable is going to be the first category people convert to because that's pesticide heavy. Where I'm at today is I feel the first category would be these more premium but more snacky things. I feel there's a big opportunity with the processed food items. As I was saying, the intent is there in people. Now, when that switch to behavior change happens, is that happening next month or it's still going to take 3 years? I don't know. If it happens, then the plans will change. But I'm actually giving it another 2-3 years.